Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I have done a what sold video, but I really miss you guys. I miss interacting with my friends here on YouTube. Just the truth is, school started and life got insane. You can see back there my little drummer. I have a high schooler now. That's been amazing. Marching band has really taken over our life and I am so here for it. I help in the uniform room and have just kind of jumped in to be one of the main volunteers there. My girls are taking 12 dance classes. So life is just crazy, but reselling definitely is my joy. I love it. I love it here. I love sharing with you guys. My favorite thing is when you guys comment that you learned a brand from me or you made a good sale of something that you learned here. So that's why I keep pushing forward. Of course, I would love to grow my channel, but have to be consistent for that, and I just never can make any promises. So today we are going to, before the month of September ends, we are gonna go over my top 25 and of course my worst 5, because you can't just share the good sales from the month of August. August was okay considering I didn't really have a set plan in place. I am happy to report that now here, today is September the 24th, I really feel like I have a handle on life right now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are crazy, but I'm focusing on setting a timer every morning that I'm not teaching at my kids' school. And I just kind of do a reset of my house, and having a clean, organized house, even if that just means my dining table and my kitchen counters and island have nothing on them, completely changes my stress levels and the course of my day. Maybe it's just me, but all right. So before we jump into the sales, I wanted to briefly chat, not long, okay, I'm sure you're sick of hearing about it. The changes on Poshmark, I don't like change, but I'm here to roll with it. Will say since the shipping change, it's been about a week now, I've definitely seen an increase in Poshmark sales. Now, I've also been listing more, so it could be a combination. It wasn't that big of a deal for me to take a whole truckload of supplies back to the post office. They were appreciative of it. But what I wanted to say was I sent an email to get my new free Ground Advantage supplies that very first day. Never heard anything. I know some people have received those supplies. I have not received anything. So I did 2 days ago send a second email. Literally, I just copy and pasted my first email and got a bounce back immediately saying, thank you. When you're at package ships, we'll let you know. So I don't know. But in the meantime, I did want to share with you guys, I know a lot of my friends have affiliate codes for some like higher end mailers. I don't want to spend extra money on mailers. I am an Amazon, let me find whatever is the cheapest kind of girl. My buy price is $10 for 100. So approximately 10 cents a mailer is what I look for. But for the last maybe 3 years, I have actually been a partner with a company. I don't talk about it often for no other reason than I just, I got to get on YouTube. But GyroPack is who I have been using. I just placed another order with them because now I need more poly mailers. But I buy 6x9s and 10x13s. Those are the size that I use. If I need bigger ones, I save Amazon packaging, especially those brown ones that are like recyclable, but that's what I use for oversized items. Now, I'm sharing this with you guys because I do have a code, a shameless plug, you get 10% off. Well, the place orders of 1,000 for them, and I have a code that saves you 10%, and I will put that code right here. It is also down in my description box. I should also tell you that it is AmandaPruitt, the same name, all together, no space. But you save 10%, so if you buy 1,000 of these, it makes them 3 cents a piece instead of 10 cents a piece. So it's $37. It always ships free, like their website has free shipping. They come quickly, so you will save $3.70. So I didn't write that down, but you'll save 10% with my code. So it goes from 4 cents to 3 cents per mailer. They've got a zillion colors. I have pink and I have the blue. It just makes me happy to have colors, and if it's a men's item, I said, whatever. But these, it is $66, but then you'll get the $6.60 off, making it 6 cents per mailer. Doesn't seem like a big savings, but over time, paying 6 cents instead of 10 cents, I feel like, save when you can, And then for those extra people, I'm extra sometimes, and I want a little, they do have this floral print, and these are in packs of 500. And you'll pay 8 cents per mailer for these. And the last thing I'll say, oh, Mercari. I actually had a really great month of September so far at Mercari. I don't know, they ran like a promotion and I had a wave of sales over the course of whatever week they did. I think it was 20% off everything. I don't know, but I sold something August the 29th. Today is September 24th. It came back to me. It is the same daisy mailer. You can see she shows a little wear, but overall, like, this package went from Orlando, Florida to Detroit, Michigan 4 times. The tracking was there and back, there and back. I mean, I've never seen tracking like that ever in my life. It's spent a lot of time at some distribution centers. So this is just, yes, these are a little bit thinner than some of the higher end mailers. And I love that those are small businesses, don't get me wrong, but you know, I'm not trying to spend $25 for 100 mailers, you know? But anyway, this proves to me these stand, withhold a lot. So anyway, shameless, not so shameless plug. I have 12 dance costumes to buy, so every dollar counts. All right, so we're gonna jump in now to my top 25 sales from the month of August. I will tell you where I got them and what I paid because I think that's important as well. So instead of doing, sometimes I do my top profit, I'm doing top sales price. All right, so this miracle suit, bathing suit, it was new with the tags and I picked this up at Style Encore for $6.80. It sold on Poshmark for $75. Things are still selling, summer things, guys. Here in Orlando, it is still summer, so don't put that stuff aside. All right, these Levi's purple candy coated jeans. I picked these up in February. Comps were really great. I thought they would sell for more. I paid $12 for them. They sold on eBay for $66.80. So not complaining, still a really great flip. Rothy's are still selling. I'm sure y'all have heard they're not selling for what they used to, but these black point toe flats, I had $15 into from a local thrift store. I've had them for about 6 months. They sold for $64 on Poshmark. This J. Crew floral bikini set was new with the tags, $15 from Plato's. It had so many likes, but nobody was buying. And I finally got an offer for $60 on Poshmark. Definitely took it. And this was not, that one was August 22nd, so like 4 weeks ago, but not that far in the past. Y'all know I love Lily Pulitzer. This was a piece from my personal closet, so I had nothing into it. I probably originally got it at a thrift store or a consignment store, and it was the Lapis Blue Low dress, and it sold for $45 on Poshmark. These little kids Obermeyer ski bibs I've had since 2023, March of 2023. I had $4.72 into them from a Goodwill. They sold on Mercari for $38. So it took 2.5 years, but I made $28 profit. These Beyond Yoga metallic leggings were new with the tags, but they had a pen mark on them. I got them also 2 years ago in a thread up 400. I recorded as a 400-pound box. They don't sell 400 pounds. They sell 200 pounds. I accidentally ordered 2 of those once at the same time, so I got 400 pounds of clothes to my house. It was a lot of fun. Y'all loved those videos. So I had $5.07 into what I decided to sell from those boxes, and I made $36 on those on Posh. A kids brand to know. I love teaching you guys kids brands. I will actually have a fun little announcement in the terms of kids reselling on Friday. I will make a post back here. I can't until then. But this is a brand to know, Wild Rich Kids. You might see a tag that just has WRK. It's exactly what it says. It's a very high-end ritzy brand. And they sell a lot of bathing suits and like the crop top and skirt matching sets that kids would wear to theme parks or what have you. Here's the bathing suit. I picked this up for $5 at Once Upon a Child, sold for $35 on Poshmark. You guys know whenever I go to Ross, TJ Maxx, I've shared this before, if I buy something for anyone in my family, my goal is to not leave until I find something that I can flip to make what we needed free. That's exactly what I did here. We went to Ross over this summer. I was probably buying school shoes, school clothes. I picked up this Spanx low impact sports bra, new with the tags. They've had a lot of Spanx lately at Ross. I did pay $5, sold on eBay for $33. So I made an $18.75 profit, which definitely would have paid for whatever I bought that day. I found a Smart Wool women's size small t-shirt at Once Upon a Child, which this is why I say, even if you're not like 100% all in with kids clothes, I still pop in and I still find Lululemon. I find things like this. $3 for this Smart Wool shirt that sold within days of listing for $30.83 on eBay. I will also say this person, it's one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, I just don't want them to buy from me. They're going to leave me a negative feedback because they ask so many questions. Like this shirt was listed in like new, excellent condition. And they were like, how worn is it? Like they had like a bunch of questions to ask. And I answered. And I believe on this one, I actually said, if you're really concerned about buying something pre-owned, I would really prefer you not buy it. I didn't say it like snarky like that, but I was like, if you don't think based on the pictures, this is going to be up to your standards, I would rather you find it from someone else. She ended up buying $30.40 $30.83 and left me great feedback. So, whew. All right. Well, this White House Black Market purple jacket, I did get this on Poshmark and I got it for myself. So I had $12 into it. I wore it a couple times, but that is what is in this package. I need to reach out to the buyer. When I noticed it was taking a little while, it's her first time ever buying on Mercari, of course. She said her address was correct. So I don't know why it ended up being returned to sender, attempted, not known, unable to forward. I don't know. So, but she bought this jacket, which now obviously needs to come off of here, but she did pay $30.40. I will show you White House Black Market. I would definitely still be picking it up from the bins. Certain pieces, like I personally look for these things for myself at regular Goodwills. And if you have a Style Encore, Uptown Cheapskate, at least all of mine, they love purchasing these blazer style jackets. This one was more of a linen material, but anything that can be used as like a blazer, like when I'm teaching at the kids' school, I always wear a jacket like that or a cardigan to look a little more professional and because it's cold in there. So all of that to say, anytime I sell them, they're selling between $25 and $40. So if you find them at the bins, I know it's not a brand that I hear a lot of resellers talk about. It's expensive. For when I was in the corporate world, I spent a lot of money. It's good quality too. Okay, moving on. This is a random plushie. I did pay $4 for this because I have, the weird things you look up. It was the brand Makeship and it was a tater tot kitty plushie. Paid $4 and it sold for $30. Look at this creepy thing. And basically this website, what I gather is content creators or whomever create their own plushie. And then there's like limited quantities, like 1, 2, 3,000 of them. And then when they're gone, they're gone. This one I found out later because I finally did find it, was missing like pants or I don't know. It was weird, but it sold really fast for $30 and I was very happy. I did actually go to a yard sale a year ago. Well, it says January, but I think it was December, and picked up these Arcopedico comfort shoes for $2. They sold on Poshmark 8 months later for $30. Sorry, it's early. I know my lighting sucks. My ring light went out, but I'm still just trying to roll. All right, this Lululemon white skirt. I have only made like 2 purchases ever from Helpsy. $15. So I've had this so long, I don't even have a date in here. So I think this was right when Joe Mar went to Helpsy, or was there another company in between? I can't keep up with them. Anyway, it was a $15 cost of goods, sold on Poshmark finally for $28. So not terrible, but took forever. This was sad, but I was so glad I worked out. It came out okay. Lily Pulitzer, we have these local sales, Just Between Friends, JBF, what is the other one? The kids sale, like Just Between Friends, what's that one? Boutique for a Week. Basically, and I know they have women's ones around other parts of the country. We don't have them here, but you tag your own items. Okay, all that to say, I thought I had found a gem. I paid $12 for a pair of Lily Pulitzer women's, I think they were size 12 or 14, new with the tags, navy blue, like dress pants. When I finally got home and got to looking at them, they had like bleach splatter all over them, all over the bottom of them. I don't know. I'm like, you know what? Let me still list these because somebody that knows how to use like the colored, the RIT dye could fix them because they were a solid blue. So I listed them and shockingly, they sold for $27.50 on eBay. And I posted so many pictures, got positive feedback. So I was still able to walk away with $5.51 profit. So list your flawed items. If it's a good enough brand, I say it's still worth it. All right, Native. Y'all know I love my Native shoes. However, these boots took a lot longer to sell, so I'm probably gonna just stick with the tried and true Jefferson style. These were a pair of boots. I had $5 into them. They were little though, little toddlers. From Once Upon a Child. Y'all know I do all my trades there, so I really didn't have $5 into them, but they sold for $27 on Poshmark. All right, Rothy's, another pair of Rothy's. I did have these listed for a year and a half though. I had $2 into these. They were the rounded toe, which I don't think are as popular anymore as the pointed toe. So $2 into $26.68 on Poshmark. Oh, you know what? I have 3 things that are a weird price like that. I had a bundle. So whatever $26.68 times 3 is, so it was a really good bundle. I broke it out into what those, so they bought those round toe Rothy's, this Talbot's pink cashmere sweater that came from the bins, and it was like an extra small, and this Swiss Alps zip up jacket that came from a consignment that I did for a friend a year ago. I think it's like a Sam's Club or something kind of brand. Anyway, so I made I made like $67 profit off of those 3, that bundle. So that was really great. Just a couple more. Beaufort Bonnet Company. I've talked about it. I love it. It's a kids brand. This was a navy blue, Navy blue shorts. These came from Once Upon a Child. I had roughly $5 into them, sold for $26. Polo Ralph Lauren gray sweater. This actually came from that same consignment as that Swiss Alps jacket, but the consignment is so old that she told me just to donate or keep the item. So I don't have anything into those items. It was pure profit, sold for $25. It was a men's size small, or otherwise I think it would have sold faster. I was happy to see this finally sell a year and a half later. It was 2 skirts from the Limited. They were size 0, but they were really cute pencil skirts that I thought would be perfect for someone to wear to work. So that's why I decided to list them together in a bundle. I had $5.07 into it it was from ThreadUp, 200-pound bulk. Sold for $25 on Posh. So not terrible, but I don't know that I would list it again. It took too long to sell. And I think I tried buy, sell, trade first, and size 0 and extra small, they often don't take. All right, I had this cool KUHL snap button-down men's short sleeve shirt. Came from that same kids consignment sale where I got the flawed lily pants. So roughly $12.25. I averaged my cost of goods. I remember these were only marked like $4, but I just kind of took my total and divided by what I had to list. Sold for $24 on Mercari. These aloe black leggings, I got them from the bins. I had about $2 cost of goods that day. Sold on eBay for $24. And the last of my top 25 sales, y'all know we couldn't end it without a pair of kids' native shoes, the Jeffersons, the ones I always sell. These Disney 50th, I had $7.80 into these from Once Upon a Child, and they sold for $23.39 on eBay. So I didn't even know I was going to end with those. That's amazing. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a pair of Gap linen shorts. I picked these up from swap.com. That used to be a really great place to source. Not anymore. It doesn't exist, but it's not what it used to be. And I paid $4 for these, but I didn't know that they had they were flawed. They even had a sticker from the manufacturer, and they were Gap outlet. They were just not listed as they should have been. And by the time I finally got this order, their customer service didn't exist anymore, so I couldn't even get my money back. So I paid $4 for them with shipping on eBay. They sold for $10. So I was in the negative 41 cents. All right, Vineyard Vines, blue and pink embroidered. I didn't lose money because the next 3 things, funny enough, came from that same consignment, but I was fine to just basically sell these for nothing because I had nothing into them and I just want them out of my house. And these things are not even things that I could take to buy, sell, trade. So if I can't take it to buy, sell, trade, it's just gonna live in my closet forever because I've already photographed it. It's in my inventory room. So quickly, Vineyard Vines, pink, blue embroidered shorts. They were faded, I don't know, but they sold for $10 on Poshmark. This Miami floral wrap dress came from Francesca's. It was new with the tags, sold for $9 on Poshmark. So I still made $605 and $505 respectively. So not terrible. This berry pink blouse, I felt like this was my first consignment with her. I felt like I had to list everything. I was like obligated. Never, no, not anymore. My mom's calling. I'll have to call her back. That sold for $8.90 on eBay. So I made $1.68. And of course, we're going to end with a negative because got to share the bad also. This pair of Nike Hot Pink Women's, I literally listed them in my spreadsheet. Nike Hot Pink Women's Dirty. These came from a ThredUp shoebox so long ago. I don't have the date written, which means it was probably 2021 or 22. $6 into them. They sold for $6 on Poshmark, so I lost $2.95. These just should have been donated. I never should have listed those. But there you have it. So the good and the bad, you know, you can't win them all, but I am very happy with the month of August. I didn't share with you probably another 25 to 30 sales I had that fell somewhere in between the $10 and $25 mark. So all in all, it added up, and September has been really great. I'm going to try to do like September 1st through 15th and then 15th through 30th videos for you guys, just because I've had some really great and really fast flips that I want to share with you before it's no longer relevant. So that is what I have for you. I'd love for you to get you some, if you need some mailers, these are great. I will have my code down below. Check back on Friday. I will have a really fun little announcement for you guys, business related. And I am actually, it's early. It's only 9:01 a.m. I am getting a head start today. I am headed to my kids' school to teach a half day of 7th grade science. So I've got about 2 hours to get some work around the house done. All right, guys, I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.